Giants at the Mets. Bryant for the Giants and Seaver for the Mets. 1969 replay. I'll be with you very shortly. Greetings to everybody, and Ron McGrath. Oh, wait a minute, Ron. You're a fat man? What's with that, sir? Are you fat shaming yourself or what? You know, I'm just playing with you. I don't care about your physique, sir. This is quite a ball game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little bit behind here. I just need to set up the lineups. They're all written in, and the fielding ratings. I need to add the games here. Rhodes Scholar has arrived. We have a Rhodes Scholar for the Mets. And I'm hoping to play a nice leisurely ball game with you fine people. Thank you, Rhodes Scholar. Oh, okay. You lost 57 pounds? That's I'm a bit overweight myself. The Giants won the first one 8-0. And then they took the second one 3-1. Giants come into this one game. Ron McGrath for the Giants. One game behind the first place Braves. I think this one's going to be close to the end, or at least I hope. The Mets are 13.5 behind. They've lost 2 in a row. The Giants have won 6 in a row, but I'll tell you, those Braves are also. That's fantastic, Ron. I could use to lose about 15 pounds at least. At least. Take it nice and leisurely, folks. It'll be Ron Bryant, left-hander for the Giants, and Tom Seaver for the Mets. And Kathy Harden has arrived. She is for the Mets indeed. And I just got a little setting up to do here. Seaver, a right-hander, of course. Seaver has won 11 on the season. He's not pitching as well as he did in 1968. But the big story about the Mets, they're only 3 games under 500. This is clearly the best team that they've ever had in franchise history. And I really want to be leisurely and enjoy myself for this game because I, oh God, if I were to tell you, where the hell is Marshall? Henderson? God. Marshall. There he is. Mays is out. Let's set up the Giants lineup. I'll read the lineup and show the lineup as we go along here as I enter these. Kathy Harden has arrived. So great to see you. Leading off for the oopsie. Oh, Christ. Excuse me. Leading off for the Giants. Don Mason at second base. Ron Hunt is not playing. Ken Henderson bats second. He's a switch hitter. He'll play right. Batting third, Dave Marshall, playing left field. Willie McCovey, the cleanup hitter at first base. Bobby Bonds, batting fifth in center. Batting sixth, Jim Davenport at third base. Dick Dietz is the catcher, batting seventh. Hal Lanier at short, batting eighth. And Ron Bryant, the pitcher. Now we'll set the Mets up. Buddy Harrelson leading off. Wow. Against the southpaw, Bryant. Gil Hodges is using his right-handed lineup. Clendenin, Swoboda, and so forth. I'm sorry to say Jerry Grody is still hurt, but we expect him to be back real soon. Leading off will be Buddy Harrelson at short. Batting second, Bobby Foyle. At third base, Tommy Agee batting third and center. So he switched Agee from first to the third spot. Cleon, the cleanup hitter, he's usually third. He'll be in left. Don Clendenin batting fifth at first base. Batting sixth, Ron Swoboda, he's in right. Duffy Dyer is the catcher, batting seventh. Batting eighth, Al Weiss at second base. on those 64 White Sox in the 64 replay. And the pitcher, of course, is Tom Seaver. Seaver has come into the dugout. And in just a few moments, we expect the Mets to take the field, but they are so courteous, knowing that Swobo, he's a great guy, Swoboda. Met him once at a charity basketball game. Just a great guy. Pretty big guy, too. I mean, not necessarily height, but he's a pretty big guy. And he has power. It's medication time for me. I hope you all don't mind. I know some of you're not into that, and I don't blame you. But I gotta tell you, besides the respite, I don't know which I like more as far as respite goes. Strat-O-Matic or my medicine. And I'm gonna get really into it tonight. Hoping to play a nice leisurely ball game here. A very nice and leisurely ball game. It's a beautiful night here at Shea. It really is. Mets try to avoid a sweep. After this game, I'll be entering more games for the various replays. What's that now, Road? Oh, you're talking both and, are you? Road Scholar talking both and for respite, yeah. I'm gonna frickin' enjoy myself because I've had a tough day here. Most of it self-inflicted. Strat-O-Matic. Hey, Philip Reynolds has arrived. Philip Reynolds, we're pre-game right now. Just getting ready to... Philip's a great guy. Just getting ready to enjoy this ball game. Oh, StreamYard. I use Streamlabs, Philip. You know, Phil, I don't know if you have any knowledge and or special skills when it comes to using things to create special features. Like I'd like to have a little box like right around here superimposed that can show a picture of somebody, you know, or something. I'd like to have you can do that with some of these, but these things are so terribly complex for me to try to figure out how to maneuver. I would even, I'd be indebted to you if you could help me, but let's talk, we don't have to talk about that now. Let me enjoy my medicine, bear with me. Oh. Oh, is that nice? Is that nice? God almighty. Oh. Oh, that is tasty. Oh, my Lord. Did I tell you that's tasty? Oh, Lord. Oh. It's going to be... You know, I wish I had an orange 20 die. I mean, an orange odd die. Oh, wait, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. We'll get some net colors and giant colors here. I hope you all understand. This will work for both the Giants and the Mets. There's the Giants black and orange, Mets blue and orange. Oh. Okay, you're cleaning the pipes, all right. Cleaning those pipes. In just a minute, I expect the Mets to take the field. And welcome to the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. My name's Jeffrey Guterman, and it really is a pleasure to have you join me for tonight's ball game. I'm going to play this one leisurely, somewhat like real time, just to relax and have a good ball game. And the Mets take the field. Seaver on the mound. Duffy Dyer catching in the infield. Clendenin at first. Weiss at second. File at third. Harrelson at short. Outfield left to right. Jones, Agee, and Swoboda. And coming up to lead off for the San Francisco Giants is Don Mason. By the way, he only had 250 at bats in real world, and he hit 228. I would have much rather had Ron Hunt in there, but this is who he had. King, I'm not sure who the manager was. Seaver on the mound. Seaver is ready now. Mason in the batter's box. Here's the windup by Seaver and the pitch to Mason. That's 4-6, left-handed, and that's a fly ball to right. Oh, it's going deep. Swoboda going back. Oh, Swoboda makes a running catch. And there's one away. We saw Kuzman get slammed. We've seen Seaver get hit in games. And in this one, Don Mason, a relatively weak hitter, hit a long drive to right field. And fortunately, Swoboda caught up with it. Here's Ken Henderson now. Just underway here at Shea. We're in Flushing, New York. Okay, Henderson in the batter's box. The gate for tonight's ball game at Shea is 42,795. That's a big crowd for a Thursday night ball game. It was a day game in real world. Go figure. Okay, Henderson facing Seaver. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the windup and the pitch to Henderson. That's 2-5 right-handed, and that is a double down the line for Henderson. So Henderson doubles off Seaver here in the first, 1 out. You got a good piece of that. And Dave Marshall is the batter. You can see they're putting in their left-handers. Then you got McCovey, who's a left-hander. Okay, Lanier, a switch hitter. Henderson on second with 1 out. Seaver from the stretch. The pitch to Marshall. 6-6 left-handed, grounds it to second. Weiss has it, throws to Clendenin, 2 down. And here's Stretch McCovey. You got Bonds on deck, so that's a good idea. He's got a pretty good lineup here. I think it was Clyde King who was manager. I'm not sure, though. Not quite sure. Okay, Seaver. The pitch to McCovey. 4-9 left-handed, walked him. Not hard to do. Stretch goes to first. It's first and second now with Bonds at the plate. Another great hitter. He only hit .259, but he had 32 homers, 45 stolen, 1-17. A 2 with a great arm. It's first and second, 2 down, Seaver. And the pitch to Bonds. That's 5-4 right-handed, grounds to third X. That's going to be for File. He's a 3-12. 15-3. And he throws him out. Nice play by File, and the side is retired. Seaver gets out of that. No runs. 1 hit, the double, a walk, both left on after a half. It's Giants nothing, and the Mets coming about. Hey, Mike Eisenberg, welcome to the ball game. Nothing like watching Seaver pitch. Okay, Ron Bryant takes the mound. A left-hander, he's 1-3. Sort of a spot starter for the Yes Indeed, only had 8 starts. And leading it off for the Mets is Buddy Harrelson, switch hitter, batting right-handed. And as many of you know, he's well with us. He's with us. He has pretty severe Alzheimer's. I think it's Alzheimer's. I mean, if it's not Alzheimer's and it's a dementia, then it has to be related to a medical condition or problem. Oh yeah, he was the best. He was the friggin' best. He's right up there with the best ever. Okay, Harrelson, switch hitter, batting right against Bryant, and it's Bobby File on deck. Here's Bryant now, his first pitch of the ball game. That's 6-7. Right-handed, rounds it to second X for a Mason, 244. That's 7-2, and he throws him out, 1 away. Bobby File steps to the plate. File steps in the batter's box now to face Seaver, Bryant. Okay, Bryant. And the pitch to File. 5-6, right-handed, grounds it to short. Lanier fields it and throws it to McCovey for the second out. And now Tommy Agee. Cleon on deck. Here's Bryant. The pitch to Agee. That's 6-7, right-handed again. It's a chopper to Mason. 244, 5-2, and he throws him out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bryant. He looked good there in the first. After one, it's a scoreless ball game. You go look on the landing page. I got games to add. I'm going to do my best to do it tonight. Otherwise, I'll get right on it in the morning. I think I'll be up for either an afternoon game, early afternoon, 1-ish, and maybe an evening game. I got a game KC at Detroit, 1964. Rocky Colavito is on those Kansas City Athletics. Okay, Bryant, ready now. Oh, I'm so sorry. What am I doing? That's the side. Seaver on the mound, and he's ready. Jim Davenport will lead it off. Dietz on deck. Then Lanier. Here's Seaver. Whoa, that's 110. Right-handed, and he flies it to left, and Cleon is there. One away. Now Dick Dietz. Big Dick Dietz. Hit some big home runs there for the Giants the past couple weeks. All right, Seaver. And the pitch to Dietz. 2-3. Whoa, he hit him. Whoa. Seaver used to say, you hit our guys, we'll hit you back harder. Now Seaver hits Dietz. And I don't think he meant it. Dietz takes first. He's a 1-8, by the way. With one out, and Lanier at the plate. Bryant in the on-deck circle. All right, Seaver. From the stretch, the pitch to Lanier. That's 5-8. Switch hitter batting left, grounds it to second. Weiss, 227. That'll be a 27 for Weiss. Uh-oh, can he handle this? 8-10, he's okay. Whoa, it's a 9. It's a one-base error. Oh. He threw him out! Oh, Weiss with a double play. Oh, what a play. Oh, let's look at that again. Al Weiss. Weiss is a 229, and on that one we had to roll it, and we got on a 227, 227, and he is out. Oh, he made a beauty of a play. You got to embellish that. The side is out. So, very nice, beautiful play there by Weiss and Ron Bryant. Weiss was always like a 210 hitter, and during the stretch he kept saying, "Look, I'm doing the best I can, manager Hodges." And Gil would always say to him, "You do that. You just keep going." He knew the value of Weiss. And did you see him? He hit those was it one home run in the World Series? God. Oh, was it one or two? I think it was one. All right, we're heading to the bottom of the second. It's Jeffrey Guterman, Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network, respite from the madness of this frickin' world. And Lord, do I need it. Leading it off for the Mets will be Cleon. Here's Cleon now. Steps in the batter's box. Bryant retired the Mets in order in the first. Here's the pitch from Bryant. 3-7 left-handed. He walked him, so Cleon takes first to lead it off for the Mets. He's a B, I believe. Yeah, 1-10. He'll be held. Cleon on first. Short lead by Cleon, off first base. And Don Clendenin comes up. Rhodes Scholar. Indeed, and Kathy Harden. Mike Eisenberg. It's New York Mets baseball. Bryant from the stretch, and the pitch to Clendenin. That's 5-8, right-handed. Walked him, so Bryant has put 2 on. To lead off here in the bottom of the second, it's Clendenin on first and Cleon on second base. And here comes Ron Swoboda. Beautiful crowd, 42,000 plus here at Shea, because the Mets are only 3 games under 500. That's the big story this year for New York baseball. Their best season ever. They were markedly better in '68, but this is even better. Now, if Seaver would only come around. Okay, Bryant, first and second with 1 out. Swoboda at the plate. No outs, I'm sorry. Swoboda at the plate. Here's the pitch. That's 6-8, right-handed. Oh, it's a grounder to third for 1 for 2. And that's a double play. Jones goes to third on it. A hard-hit grounder by Swoboda. And Davenport to Mason to McCovey. It's 2 outs. But Jones is on third. Here's Duffy Dyer. Now, he got some clutch pinch hits. At least a couple of them. I think one was a game winner or a big home run. This was a while ago, a couple weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, who knows. Within the league. Okay, Bryant now, 2 outs. Jones on third. And here's the pitch to Dyer. That is 3-9. Right-handed, hit deep to left, into the gap. Marshall going back, he can't get to it. Jones comes home, and Duffy Dyer standing at second with a double. A beautiful shot to left center. Oh my. And the Mets take a 1-0 lead here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, I misread that. I looked on the pitcher's card. It's a 3-9. I am so sorry, Kathy Harden. Oh, Jesus, I am sorry. Oh. And you know it happens to the best of us, and we catch our mistakes. Let's see what that is. It's a 3-9. He struck him out. Might be better. It's 1 out now. So, that might be better, Kathy. Actually, yeah, because Jones only went to third. So it's good that happened for the Mets. Am I right? So Dyer strikes out. It's first and second. Yeah, Jones would have went to third. Oh, shit. What the hell? Does anyone remember what it was with Swoboda? You know what? I think that was Swoboda who was up. Have I screwed up so royally? And he struck out. Okay. That's what it was. Now here's Dyer. Okay. That's some good shit. Betty, that is some really good shit. Just not my day. Here's Dyer now with one out. First and second from the stretch, Bryant. That's 4-7 right-handed. And that is a liner to third, caught by Davenport. 2 outs. Oh my. Yeah, that's correct, folks. And if there were an error, we work that into the replay, folks. You really can't take it too seriously to drive yourself insane. Okay, Bryant now trying to get out of this. First on second, 2 down with Weiss at the plate. Right-handed hitter and the pitch. That's 3-4. Left-handed base hit, Weiss. A base hit to left field. Cleon coming around. With 2 outs. 1 to frickin' 16. 1 to 18. 0. And they'll let him score. And it's a 1-0 ball game, and that's where it was headed anyway, if you had any concerns about the play here. A big single by Al Weiss with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and here comes Seaver. I mean, that's a wash, even if you did think I made a mistake, because it was going that way anyway. Okay, here's Bryant now, trying to get out of this. He's allowed 1 run this inning. Cleon came home on a base hit by Weiss. Here's the pitch to Seaver now. That's 5-7 right-handed, struck him out, and the side is retired. But there was 1 run on 2 walks, and then a base hit, and a lot of confusion. 2 left on. After 2, it's 1-0 Mets. And we're here at Shea Stadium, having a super time here. And we're so glad you decided to join us here on the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. All right, Seaver comes out to pitch the top of the third. Bryant will lead it off. Here's Seaver. The wind-up and the pitch. That is 1-8, struck him out. That's the first for Tom. Now Dave Mason. Actually, Don Mason. I think Dave was the musician, huh? Musical artist. Oh. It's just a lovely late August evening here, with a nice breeze coming off the bay from center. It's actually from left to right a bit. I don't remember the name of the bay that was near Shea. Okay, Mason in the batter's box facing Seaver. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's 3-6 right-handed, pops it up to second. Weiss makes the catch, 2 away. And now Ken Henderson. I can feel it. Feels like Seaver is starting to get deeper into a groove here. It's a little shaky at first. Henderson doubled left on in the first. Seaver. And the pitch to Henderson. That is 4-4. Switch hitter batting left. Catcher X. Dyer, 4-3. That's 8-3. He grounds a dribbler right in front of Dyer. He jumps on it, prances on it, and throws a perfect strike to Clendenin at first. The side is over. Boy, Dyer, Dyer got more playing in, like, as years went on, 70, 71, 72, I guess even 73. I don't know much about it after that. He was a fairly dependable. He's a 4 here. So that was 1-2-3 for Seaver. And it's 1-0 Mets, middle of the third. And Ron Bryant takes the mound. He only had 58 innings pitched. He started this game in real world. You want to talk about he's a spot starter. Again, he did have 8 starts. It'll be the top of the order for the Mets, Buddy Harrelson. Switch hitter batting right, Buddy. The pitch from Bryant. That is 1-7 left-handed. Grounds it back to Bryant. He's got it. And throws to McCovey for the first out. Here's Bobby File. Playing him against my better judgment. I'd rather put Garrett at third and Boswell at second, but he'll be in. Boswell you'll see more of him when Hodges really starts to use him. I once made that switch, this replay, and I got burned. I don't know what Boswell did, if he made an error or he went 0 for 4, I don't know. Okay, File 0 for 1. Grounded to short, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Bryant. That's 1-10, left-handed. Pops it up to the left side by third base, foul territory. And Davenport makes the catch. You know, he goes back to the 50s, I believe, Davenport. The late 50s, when he started with the Giants. He was with them longer than almost anybody, other than Mays. I don't know about McCovey. He's a real... It's 2 outs now. Here's AG. Bryant gets the sign from Dietz. And here's the pitch to AG. That's 3-6, left-handed, struck him out. Bryant with his third strikeout in the ball game. 1-2-3 for Bryant. Both pitchers 1-2-3. And the score remains 1-0 Mets. We hope you're enjoying this ball game. We really do. We've gone 3 at Shea. We're going to take a break for about 3 minutes. And then we'll come back to continue this ball game in Flushing, New York. And this is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. Oh, yes, Lord, it is. It is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. Indeed, it is. You know, I was looking and thinking and for really pretty consistently for the past, I don't know, 24 hours about getting yet another year for a replay. I already have 3. What about 4? And I'm really, and then, by the way, P.S., the end of it today is it'll never be enough. And I think I need to stay at 3 and forget about it. But given that I did spend such a considerable time thinking about it in the last 24 hours, it's not a new idea for me to get a 4th. I'm really thinking about several teams, leagues, and I've done research on them, Ron. Because I like novelty. We know if we go to 1911, it's more novel than 69, 64 even more than 1911. But I'll tell you the ones that I've come up with. I'm just going to list them for you. 1920, 1924, 1934, 1938, 1956, and those are the 5 I've thought about. Have fun, Ron. Wow. Thank you, Ron. Have fun. Yeah, if I have the money, you mean. Those are the 5. I was thinking 62. Let me tell you my thinking on this, Ron. We might be more than just a few minutes, but I'm not going to do shenanigans here, folks. First of all, 1920 is awesome because it's probably Ruth's greatest year. He hit 376. He led, I think he won the Triple Crown, believe it or not. Maybe not. Maybe, but he led in RBIs and homers were like, I don't know what they were, 49. I don't need him to hit 60. And it's also an amazing year, and I've done a lot of research on this. 56 would be awesome, Rhodes Scholar. I'll get to that pretty soon. 20 is great also because in some circles, 1920 is considered the beginning of the modern era. The ball was changed. It was made harder, easier to throw, but also easier to hit long. And you see Ruth hit 49 or 54, whatever it was. Now, 24 is also a good year, but it's probably the last among them. Johnson's at the end of his career, but the Senators won their first and only World Series ever. And you've got just great players. You have, and by the way, Carl Mays and Chapman are in the 20 set when Chapman was fatally hit by Mays. You have 1924 has a lot of great players. Moving on to 34 of all the seasons, you know, that's a great year because this is you know, Ruth is still in the league. He played, it was his second to last season. He hit 288, which is low for him. He only had 300 something at bats, but you got the Gas House gang. Now the 38 is good because you have, you know, it was Detroit and I think St. Louis, I'm not certain, or I'm not sure. But Jimmy Fox, Hank Greenberg, you've got hitting coming out, and I believe this is Gehrig's last year, or his last full year, and he had a great year. Now, I don't want any more of that due to the color barrier, so we move to 56. Now, I haven't mentioned anything from the 40s, like 47, Robinson's first year. I'll do this quick. 56 is awesome. You know, Mantle won the Triple Crown. Musial is in baseball. Ted Williams is a player. Granted that they're sort of Williams more than Musial at the end of their career. Musial not quite. He's at the beginning of the end, if you will. But, you know, after watching Larson's perfect game last night on YouTube and also seeing some of the players come up, and this was Robinson's last year, And it was really cool to see Robinson coming up. He was, he was older than when he came up, 9 years older. And it was really something to see. So, yeah, you say, Ron, go for it. Well, I'll take your advisement, yeah. Because I don't think there should be a fifth, because it'll never be enough, okay? And it's quite expensive to keep doing this, because you want to play a game every once in a while. Anyway, let's get back to this ball game. It's 1-0 Mets. A pleasant start for Met fans. I haven't seen anyone here for the Giants. My name is Jeffrey Guterman. The other thing I'd like to do, maybe, if any of you have ideas, is I could pool all the teams. I don't have to take them out. They're all in their locations by year. But I could do a tournament. It would be sudden death, 1 game and you're out. Now, if you think it should be best of 3, fine. We could make it more maybe toward the end of the tournament, but I think there's a super excitement when it's 1 game. Every game is the 7th game of the World Series, or 7th game of a championship series. And I could set up, and if any of you know of any good resources, I could figure out how to set up a very good, maybe I would pull the best teams I could find from the 3 years, as well as maybe some bad ones, and maybe a mediocre one, like, I'd like to pull the, let me think, I'm not a big fan, though, of playing teams from different years with each other. I have this strange feeling that it's really not accurate, because those hitters were made to be hitting against those pitchers from that year. And 1911, Honus Wagner would have hit a lot more home runs than he did. Okay, but again, it's 1 game, and we're doing it's a fantasy anyway, so why make it, you know what I mean? All right, well, here's Seaver coming out here to pitch the top of the 4th. It's a beautiful, beautiful night, and excuse me for going on that tangent. At least it was related to Strat-O-Matic. Seaver's looked pretty good. He retired the side in order. He did hit somebody in the 2nd. And Marshall will lead it off here in the top of the 4th. Okay, Seaver. The pitch to Marshall. That's 6-7. Struck him out. Number 2 for Tom. There's no 1919. I mean, if you're talking PC, that's another thing. I have a Mac, so that's too bad. I guess it's pretty complex. McCovey coming up to the plate now, by the way. It's kind of complex to, I guess, for some programs to work that way. Okay, Seaver now. Also a home run derby? This would be a really hard home run derby. I could have them face a guy who let up a lot of home runs, though. The pitch to McCovey. 1-8, right-handed, swung on and out to center. AG on the run. He makes the catch. A beautiful catch by AG out in center on a hard hit, screaming liner. AG had to run to his left to get that, and he caught up with it. 2 outs now, and here's Bobby Bonds. Was that a pretty play? Lord. Oh my Lord. Bobby Bonds is the batter. It's 2 outs. Here's Seaver. Oh yeah, Kathy. Kathy. I didn't get much positive reception about doing a 3-inning game with 9 outs in each inning. It wouldn't be the end of the world if one of these meaningless games, whether it be 69, maybe 1911, but I'd rather do it with contemporaries. I'd like to do it in 69. One game between, you know, Montreal and San Diego or something like that, and see how that goes. You're serious about that? Because I mentioned it, I didn't hear any positive thing, and I don't think it's the worst thing. If we choose a meaningless game, I wouldn't dare do it with any team in contention, not even the Mets at 13.5 behind. Okay, Kathy, thank you for giving me a green light on that. I also have I have various things. I might do a bunch of those. Yeah, to make it more fun. You know what it is? It's a dire need for excitement and novelty. That's what I have. 2 outs, nobody on. Seaver. And the pitch to Bonds. That's 4-3 right-handed. Uh-oh, it's hit deep by Bonds. I thought it might go, and there it gone. Bobby Bonds has tied up the ball game. Home run right off Seaver's card. And he's known to throw a tomato now and then. A 2-out home run. Ron McGrath too, yeah. Okay, look for that. Thank you. It's a meaningless game. You know, if it were a pennant game, then you could say, Jeff, that's not the game to do it. No, I haven't, Road. Maybe I will call you Hot Rod. Hot Rod Road Scholar. No, I haven't. I didn't want to mix up my 69 set. I thought that to referent that to the cost benefit ratio, I didn't think of that. You know what I'm saying? I'd also like to create one player myself by hand, just so I don't go crazy, and just the advanced side, and it would have to be bigger than this card, because I do it by hand. I could do it on the computer. One player in a meaningless game. See how he does. Again, these are not in games that are going to affect the pennant. Okay, for Bonds, let's see Barry getting congratulated in there. He's hit a bunch of long balls. That is number 27 for Bobby Bonds. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of things I can do for fun. Bobby Bonds now tied with Hank Aaron, fourth with 27 home runs. McCovey leads with 38, and by the way, Hot Dog Jackson. I hope you folks aren't offended. If you are, let me know. So it's a 1-1 ball game. I had a feeling he's going to hit one. Here's Davenport now with 2 outs, nobody on. Okay, Seaver, and the pitch. 5-9, right-handed, struck him out, and the side is retired. But a run for the Giants on a home run by Bobby Bonds. And we've got a ball game. You know, as far as I can tell, we've got a ball game here. I once made a whole team when I was a kid. I had a whole team, but it was basic. A whole team of fictitious players. Because when I was a real young kid, I did have a fictitious baseball league in my mind. I would write the standings down, things like that. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth. All tied up here at Shea. Mets trying to avoid a sweep. Giants trying to get within a half game of the Braves. They've just been missing. They have won 6 in a row, the Giants, but they have just been missing they've been a half game, 1 game, 1.5 games. It's just the Braves are playing great baseball. They were 2 games out, Okay, Bryant facing Jones, who walked and scored. Bryant winds and the pitch. That is 1-5. Left-handed. That's hit deep by Cleon. There it goes. Cleon has hit a solo home run to lead off to the Mets here in the fourth. Cleon Jones. And look at him in that dugout. Let's look at that again. 1-5 left-handed. And he hit that right over there, and it was 1-6. Look at that 5 smiling. That's a smiling 5. And that makes it a 2-1 ball game. Yeah, Rick, the first time I played was technically, I played 69 with my friends, and then subsequently I got a 69 season. But my first set was, after the old timers, was 70, and that was basic only. Then in 71, I learned from a brochure that they created this advanced game, and I was blown away by it, and I got 71. That was when Stargell hit 48 home runs. And I just took to the advanced right away. It felt better, okay? The basic card is just a little too simple for me, okay? That everybody will hit like that. There was no W or N power. Okay, it's a much better game. That's what I believe. For Cleon, that is home run number 14. I think he had 15 real worlds. Okay, so he matched it home run. You had 1, 2, 3 innings in the third and matching homers here in the fourth, but the Mets did it with no outs. Here's Clendenin now. Oh, so you go back to 68, You're talking the 1.12 Gibson year. Yeah, the first, but the advanced came out in December 72. The baseball season used to be available, believe it or not, in late December. They wanted to do it for the holiday, and they did it. And so it was based on the 71 season. I am not certain of almost anything anymore. But that's why I wouldn't die for my beliefs. I could be wrong, but I'm really confident it was 71. You may have taken a break because you would have heard about it. Here's Clendenin now. The pitch from Bryant. That's 1-6 left-handed. That's hit deep by Clendenin. Deep to left, it's gone. Back-to-back home runs here at Shea Stadium. Oh my, and the Mets lead it 3-1. Now that's exciting. Oh my. For Clendenin, that's number 8. I believe he had 8 all season. Oh boy, did Clendenin, it's like it's almost like he golfed it out of here, the way he swings. Oh, 1-6 left-handed. Home run 1-13, it's gone. That's another smiling 5. Still nobody out. There's action in the Giants bullpen. It's a 3-1 ball game. It's about time the Mets take a lead in a ball game. They're really knocking that ball, sucking it over the wall, east side, west side, all around the town. Everybody's coming down. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. You're guaranteed to have the time of your life. Lindsey and McMahon. Now, McMahon pitched last game. Our first go-to here for the Giants would be Frank Lindsey. He was used in real world. And Lindsey is warming. He is a right-hander. Back-to-back home runs for the New York Mets. First Cleon, then Clendenin. And here's Ron Swoboda now. 3-1 ball game, still nobody out. That must really be bad when you allow back-to-back home runs. Here's the pitch to Swoboda. That's 4-8 right-handed, base hit. And Clyde King is coming out. Swoboda with a single, beautifully hit. Dyer is the batter. Clyde King coming out here. I believe it's Clyde King. I will confirm that for you. It's hard to see from up here. It is Clyde King. Chub Feeney was the general manager. Right. He's going to keep him in this ball game. He's walking back, Clyde King, slowly. Okay, Bryant now. With Swoboda on first, still nobody out. Here's Dyer. Bryant from the stretch. That's 3-9 left-handed. He struck him out. That's the 4th for Bryant. First out of the inning, and here's Al Weiss. Swoboda on first, one down. It's the first time this year the Mets have hit back-to-back home runs. You ask me, how do I know that? I know that. Okay. I could be wrong about that too, though. From the stretch, pitch to Weiss. That's 3-7 left-handed, grounds it to second, and that'll be a double play. So the side is retired, but 2 runs on back-to-back home runs by Cleon and Clendenin. After 4, it's 3-1 Mets. And here's Seaver. All started when Seaver let the home run up to Bonds, so the Mets could say we can, what's the card expression? I'll meet that and raise you 1. I'll cover that and I'll raise you 1. Seaver taking his warm-ups as we move to the top of the 5th here at Shea. All right, here comes Dick Dietz. He was hit by a pitch and then thrown out in a double play. Ain't that a kick in the teeth, huh? It's almost like sounds almost like a, legend says that Satchel Paige would walk batters just to pick them off. One by one. Walk them, pick them off. Walk them, pick them off. It's a legend. I'm sure it's happened. Okay, Dietz. Pitch from Seaver, 3-6 right-handed, grounds it back to Seaver. And he throws it over to Clendenin for the first out. Here's Hal Lanier. Oh. Yeah, 3 innings. Be like cocky, you know what I mean? You have your periods. 3 periods. Okay, Seaver. The pitch to Lanier. I'm looking forward to that. 2-4 right-handed. Fly ball left for Marshall. I'm sorry, for Jones. Cleon makes the catch. 2-away. And now Ron Bryant. Struck out in the 3rd. Indeed. Oh, indeed. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. Okay, Bryant facing Seaver. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 5th. We'll take a break after this half. Here's the pitch to Bryant. That's 4-3. Switch hitter batting left. Oh, it's a base hit to right. And Swoboda throws it in. So Bryant on first here with 2 down. Here's Mason. Mason 0 for 2. Yeah, Kathy, I think what I would do is just expect that a pitcher would possibly, or some degree of good, decent chance, not be able to finish the 1st inning. Now, if it's a good pitcher, he'll be able to get through the 1st inning. A run or 2 may score, and it may not be so bad. You may expect at least a run every inning. And you may see them get more tired. Okay? All right. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. 9 outs. Here's Mason now. I have another idea, and if you want to hear it, it's even better. I'll tell you in the 5th. Okay, Seaver, the pitch to Mason. That's 2-11 right-handed. Grounds it to short, Harrelson. To Clendenin, and the side is retired. Hope you're enjoying the ball game, everybody. It's a 3-1 ball game. I am going to, I'm going to lay it all on you. I'm going to give you all a visual, too. I hope that's okay with you. This one requires a visual because you really, really have to stretch your imagination, okay? Give me a second, because I don't work with much paper. I really don't work with much paper. We're going to take a little pause here during the break, and I'm really glad in the interest for this. This is a new idea, and it's not 100% crystallized, but I want to explain. Each team follows these rules. First of all, as far as hitters go, you have, and I'm just going to pick this arbitrarily, you could have picked 9, you have 7 designated hitters in your lineup, and none of them have to field. I gotta do this bigger here, okay, so that you could really see this here. And I want you to try to wrap your head around this conceptually. And part of this is sarcasm in response to the changes that they've made in baseball, some of them. I guess the clock is okay, but you know, to not allow a zone is insane. A shift. Every team has 7 designated hitters or hitters, okay? And the rule here is that if replaced out for game, and if they happen to be in the field, we can make it either and the field, if applicable, or not. So if he is a fielder, then he can stay in the game. If you replace the designated hitter, and that's typically a lefty-righty switch, whatever it is. As far as the field goes, you have 9 fielders, including, you don't even have to call in that, but we do, the pitcher. We don't really care where they play or what shifts they do. We do have the basic idea of first, second, third, etc. Fielders may be substituted infinitely, just like football, basketball, and hockey, except if he was a hitter and pinch hitter replaced. And that's it, you see. Now this would create, Strat-O-Matic doesn't quite have this. This would create a whole cottage industry of great fielders coming up. It wouldn't matter if you can't hit anymore, okay? This is like, you could bring them in and out. You wouldn't do it too often because they're the best fielders you have, okay? There'd be no real need to do that now that I think of it. But I like the 7 designated hitters. I guess the only reason why, and I'm open to improvements. Now, what do you all think? This is an honest reconceptualization. An alternative to this one could be you have to have a 7 lineup, but batters may hit, like this, out of order if there were, I'm going to say, 5 hitters since he hit last. Now, think about that. Okay? Any comments? Anything at all, people? Anybody at all? You know, it's done kind of, it's done kind of out of sarcasm with the designated hitter. You know what I mean? Make them all designated. You'll have another industry of people who can hit. But you do have the DH, but this would be everybody. Okay? Everybody. Okay, no feedback? Okay, no problem. Are you all shocked? Are you blown away or what? Nauseated? Okay, let me move on the ball game here. Bryant will take the mound, bottom of the fifth. It's a 3-1 game match, and Seaver leads it off. And the pitch to Seaver. That's 6-4, right-handed. Grounds to short, Lanier, 229. All right, Ron. Thanks for the feedback. Thank you, yeah. That's Lanier 229 at short. 13-2, he throws him out. So Seaver is retired. I know there's a delay here also. And it's Buddy Harrelson. Okay, Harrelson 0 for 2. Here's Bryant. That's 2-5, left-handed. He struck him out. By the way, Mays is available to pinch hit. That's 2 away. Here's File. Oh, Lord. The pitch to File. That's 3-10, and he pops it to short. The side is retired. 1-2-3 for Bryant, so he has settled down. It's 3-1 Mets after 5. It'll be a crazy thing, you know. Can you imagine it? Strat-O-Matic would have to be your whole mindset. You'd have to have your fielders. You could do a lot of that just by writing it in. We're heading to the top of the 6th. Seaver has pitched very good baseball. There are so many gullible people on Twitter. You know that? And I'm not putting them down. I'm being very strong right now in an opinion. They have lousy critical thinking skills. And I shouldn't let it annoy me. But it does. With flawed logic about things, you know. What a sick, sad world we live in, folks. And don't worry, you don't have to demonstrate great critical thinking skills here with me. In fact, if you do it all, think about, isn't this guy a pompous son of a bastard? This Guterman guy. What does he have stuck up his ass? I am so cynical, I am so fried, I am so terminally fed up, folks, with life and the world. And my own life. I'm just letting you know where I'm at. How often do you see a game of Strat-O-Matic and you see some guy getting into, real life and existential issues and, oh, Lord. It's meant to be an experience. It may not always be pleasant, I'll tell you that. And I'm talking about these games, you know. But I cling to it. I like it. '69, when the Mets won it all, many of us were watching on TV. It was almost surreal. It really was. Almost. Oh, Rhodes Scholar, that's so kind of you. You want to get back to the respite, Rhodes Scholar? You talking about the ball game? It's okay, Rhodes Scholar. You stay for the social commentary, do you? All right. Just give me a minute. Give me a couple minutes here to chill out. 3-1 ball game. You know, yeah, I like to throw some stuff in there. Most important thing, you know, I cannot believe that I was contented, at least for a while, for about a year, maybe a year and a half, with just playing Strat-O-Matic by myself. I'm talking the past 3 years. Since I've gone online, I would never do it alone. It's not the same. And this makes it very real to me. How do you like that? Jones and Clendenin. Oh yeah, I was saying it was surreal when the Mets won it. And this might sound a little twisted to you. You know, and by the way, as years unfold immediately and more as more and more years, decades, now half a century, it becomes more surreal. It becomes a blur. Oh yeah, Rhodes Scholar. I'm not putting down playing by oneself. Yeah, I'm just saying, for me, doing this, I couldn't, it wouldn't be fulfilling enough for me. And as far as Twitter goes, you're probably, I would say most likely, that's a very healthy decision on your part. I've disengaged a bit from Twitter. I posted one tweet today. I used to post 20, 25. A lot of them were historical tweets. Gotta disconnect from it. And, you know, in this connected world, we don't have to totally disconnect, but we can use it. I can use it to my in a way that does not become all-encompassing. Okay, let's move on. All right. Yeah, Rhodes Scholar plays it by himself. Not putting that down. Here's Seaver now. Seaver has allowed 3 hits, one of them the home run. Henderson will lead it off. Let's see if Tom can keep it going. That's 6-6, switch hitter batting left, grounds it to second. Weiss, 2 Clendenin, 1 down. Oh, you enjoyed MySpace. Well, maybe you're into Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into Facebook. I have an account sometimes, and actually I think the live might be better over there, but YouTube is the basic staple for live programs. And I've switched to Strat-O-Matic. The Strat-O-Matic on YouTube is bigger to me than Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool. So you're better off being off. Seaver. Pitch to Marshall, 1-8, grounds it to second, and it's Weiss again. And it's 2 away. And now Willie McCovey. He walked and flew to center. It was hit rather deep and hard, and Agee ran for it and made the catch. Here's the pitch from Seaver. That is 3-3 right-handed, and that is a liner to second, caught by Weiss. So Weiss makes all 3 plays there in the top of the 3rd. And it's a 1-2-3 for Seaver in the 6th. It's exactly what he needs to do with McCovey. And we're moving to the bottom of the 6th here. I played, Rhodes Scholar, not really to put it down, because I also, who am I to say? I'm just talking for me. And, it just... All right, we move to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Bryant now. Bryant's been effective also, except for, just a few instances. Got in trouble in the 2nd, back-to-back home runs in the 4th. Whoops. And here comes Agee, 0 for 2. Jones is out on the on-deck circle. Playing with donuts. Swinging the bat. Agee digging in. And some of you may remember this stance that he had. I don't do many of them. That I can do his. Oh, shit. The pitch is coming from there. He used to pull it back over his shoulder. Any you remember that? Anybody at all? Does anybody freaking remember that? Oh, Agee. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But, because I just enjoy the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I played it for 1.5 years, and I played it as a kid, for Christ's sakes. Alone. There is a certain Zen sort of solitude to playing alone. Okay, Agee digs in there. Look at that stance. Okay, Bryant now. The pitch to Agee. Agee needs to hit a home run. 2-7 left-handed. He struck him out. Now Bryant's getting tough. Here's Cleon. To me, Cleon was a true star for 69, 340 hitter. So was Seaver, 25 wins. Kuzman, I guess, that he did not pitch as much as we would have liked. But other than that, as far as numbers go, that was it. Oh, you lack that, Road. Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised if you have a phone how easy it is. I got past that. Here's Cleon. I got past that. Because it's so easy on, but I can't do the other things, picture in a picture and all that. Here's the pitch to Cleon. And boy, would I love to. 112 left-handed, fly ball center. And Bonds makes the catch, 2 outs. Now Clendenin. Bryant. That's 5-5 right-handed. Fly ball left field for Dave Marshall, and it's 1-2-3 for Bryant, and he's retired 8 in order. We've gone 6. It's a 3-1 ball game. I'd say it's still a pretty good ball game. Pretty nice and tight in this beautiful Shea Stadium. And we have a Hall of Famer, right, on the mound. Any other Hall of Famers here tonight? Willie McCovey in the lineup. I don't think Bonds made the Hall. Neither of them. I could be wrong. Does anybody know off the top of their head? Is Bobby Bonds in the Hall? I don't think so. Nor do I think any of the rest of the Giants in this lineup. McCovey. I think Marichal is. As far as the Mets go, I don't think anybody, except for Seaver, is in the Hall on this starting lineup, let alone... All right, here's Bobby Bonds. Speaking of Bonds, Seaver on the mound. Bonds hit the home run in the 4th. Only run tonight for the Giants. Here's the pitch. That's 5-11 right-handed, grounds it to 3rd. File, and it's 1 away. Both pitchers, for the most part, there have been some mistakes, but both pitching pretty well. Here's Jim Davenport. Yeah, I just wish, I don't have the money, nor do I want to spend it. I'd love to have every frickin' season that they make available, and just have them filed away neatly so that I could play anything, anytime. And in the future, that it's all going to be computerized in the future, I think. I'm talking a decade or 2 or 3. Strat-O-Matic card and dice will be a novelty. This is just a prediction. Now, there's people from our generation, and I haven't seen any official demographics, but if you look at the people who go to opening day, it's almost all people around our age. I think, people are, so that's what I think. But to me, card and dice, there's a tactile and multi-dimensional aspect to this. Okay, here's Seaver now, facing Davenport. 4-9 right-handed, struck him out. Seaver with number 4 tonight. It's a refreshing thing to see Seaver or Kuzman just pitching well. They've had some real tough outings, both of them. Here's Dietz now with 2 outs and nobody on. Giants are down by 2 here in the top of the 7th. Card and dice for Rhodes Scholar. Here's the pitch to Dietz. That's 2-6 right-handed. Struck him out. And for Seaver, number 5, another 1-2-3. He's retired. 7 in order. 7th inning stretch. Mets leading it here. 3-1. We're at Shea in Flushing, New York. I heard that when they were originally building Shea Stadium, construction, they were thinking of enclosing it. Rather than having it open in the outfield the way it is, they were going to make it like, rounded and closed, and they would call it the Toilet Bowl in Flushing, New York. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Here's Bryant now. Swoboda will lead it off. Then it'll be Dyer and Weiss. This was the real lineup on this date. August 21, 1969. Replay that we're doing. And Swoboda actually faced Bryant. I don't know if it was his third time or what. So that's the realism here. Here's Bryant now. The pitch to Swoboda. That's 4-8, right-handed. Base hit by Swoboda. Nothing wrong with some insurance. They only lead by 2. Crapper. Crapper was from Flushing. It could be. I don't think so, sir. I think he might have been French. Now, I'm sorry to be so anal about it. Oh. I deleted all those videos. I think there were 2 of them on Strat-O-Matic and me, and I need to get back and I had to because I had copyright violations with the music. I'd like to do it where it's not fancy, and I redo it. I might do that later tonight. It's just like a narrative. Be dark. The screen would be dark. Okay, here's Dyer. I might, in subsequent episodes, if I'm up to it, might get up and show some things, like from the Strat-O-Matic review. Okay, Bryant is facing Dyer now. He's 0 for 2, Duffy. Swoboda on first, nobody out. Bryant. That's 2-4, left-handed, struck him out. Bryant with the changeup, his 6th of the ball game. Weiss is the batter. I'm gonna try that. I think I'm gonna set up a. Either 69 or maybe 69 because I'm more familiar. The next game is, I'm not even sure, but if it's an AL game, it's definitely not a problem because the Orioles have that wrapped up. So if it's not that game, it'll be another game. I do feel pretty strongly about not doing it with teams in contention or even remotely in contention. Houston is another example. Houston, they were about 3 or 4 games over 500. I think they've slipped up lately. They're about a game under or something like that. It's their first 500 season in real world. Really good team. Consistent hitters. And Durker and other pitchers. And Durker was a top level pitcher for, and he's on Twitter. Keeps a rather low profile. Okay, Weiss, right-handed hitter. The pitch from Bryant. That's 5-5, right-handed, fly ball left for Marshall, and it's 2 outs. Swoboda holds. Looks like we're going down to the final innings as Seaver comes to the plate. This is a different ball game, and all of you, if you're around my age, you know that. Seaver comes to hit here, especially with 2 outs, and Swoboda on first. Mets lead at 3-1, for goodness sakes. What am I even thinking? Okay, here's Bryant now. The pitch to Seaver. That's 2-9. And he grounds it to first. And McCovey has it. He throws it to Bryant covering. And the side is retired. No runs. The single lead off by Swoboda. We've gone 7. And it is a 3-1 ball game. And it's a beautiful night game here at Shea Stadium. I thought that Seaver, and I'm not any expert, you know, on how to pitch or anything, but I thought he had one of the smoothest deliveries I ever saw in my life. You have some that are pretty wild. You have Marichal with the kick. You even have things like Tiante. You know what I'm saying? Seaver on the mound. And here's Hal Lanier. And it looks like they're going to have a hitter for Bryant. Frank Lindsay is warming for the Giants. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's Hal Lanier, though, to lead it off. Here's Seaver. Giants down by 2, Aqualung. Pitch from Seaver. That is 5-5, switch hitter, and he struck him out. That's 3 in a row for Seaver, and his 6th. This is a kind of Seaver game, and there's going to be a hitter. Oh my. Well, we should have expected it. Bryant, loser of record, went 7. Threw 2 home run balls back to back. And allowed 3 runs. Pitched decent baseball, I guess. You're sitting on a park bench. Oh yeah, that's right. Snot running down your nose. That was a good sound. Even if you're not a Jethro Tull fan or a Jethro Tull super fan. Okay, that was an awesome, awesome sound. Yeah. Okay, let's see who's hitting. It's going to be Lindsay, by the way. I remember him when I was a kid. It's 1 out, nobody on. Waiting for a batter here. And I might pick this dude because he's not been injured, and they put in I guess a left-hander. Oh, why not this dude? Yeah, this dude is really good. Here comes Willie Mays. And Mays gets a hand, even from the Met crowd. Willie Mays is coming out. Oh yeah, Rick, you agree with that? Okay, yeah. Just looking at it, you know, he would just, you know, wind without an initial overwind, and just come over, and his right arm would just sort of float a little bit down. And it just looked so easy. Okay, he was one hell of a pitcher, really. And I've got to put him in the first tier of pitchers ever And you all know that, with Johnson and Koufax and Marichal and Gibson and even, you know, other people, you know. It was, okay, that's a drop and drive. I did not know that. Oh, God, was he a great pitcher. But every pitcher, will let up a home run and, you know, do things like that. Even Koufax lost games. That's what's interesting. Okay, here's Willie Mays. It's the top of the 8th. The Giants are down by 2. They really need Mays to make something happen. Here's Seaver now. And the pitch for 8. And he walked him. Okay, so Mays is on. He's a 1-16 at this stage in his career. That's awfully good. He didn't end up like that. He's a 1-16. Wasn't it horrible to see him? Was it a misjudgment? He got an error, didn't he, in center field? What? First of all, why is he playing center field? Okay. Jesus. Wasn't Yogi Berra the manager? That was sad. To see him go in such disgrace? God. I felt awful when I saw that. And my father threw his hands in disgust. We were both watching it live. Mays on first, 1 out. He played too long. He played too damn long. He should have retired after 72. When they traded, after 71, when they traded him to the Mets, he was hitting under 200. So help me God, I remember it. And I went to that game, the first game, he hit a home run. It's on YouTube. Okay, Mays on first with 1 down. Here's Mason now. This is going to be a hitter for Mason. Clyde King is pulling out the stops here. Jesus. And it's just because I like him. It's going to be Ron Hunt. Ron Hunt is coming out. Okay? Ron Hunt will stay in this ball game and play second base. He's a 2. He's a 2-18. Okay. Ron Hunt is coming up to hit. And I like Hunt and I like Hickman. These were great players for the Mets. They should have kept them. You know, Hunt would have been a better second baseman than anyone they had, especially the year they won it all. And Hickman would have been a good utility outfielder. Or even, I'm not even sure, but you know. They could have used him after 69. He had over 100 RBIs with the Cubs 1 year. Okay, Hunt, the right-hander, facing Seaver. Mays on first, 1 out. The pitch to Hunt. 5'8", right-handed, grounds it to second. That's for Weiss. He's 227. He's a reliable guy at second. 227 on Weiss at second. That's a 5-2. And that is a double play. Turned by Weiss. I think he just made such a beautiful play there. And the side is retired. Mays doubled up. No runs for the Giants. Seaver, he walked Mays, you know, a little bit easy. Here's Frank Lindsay now. And he's the new pitcher for the Giants. as the Mets will come up here in the bottom of the 8th. If you're looking ahead, it's going to be the top of this. It's going to be the, I should say, maybe the meat of this order. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't quite get the Maury Wills comment, but in '63 they were swept by the Dodgers. How he lost 5. Oh, he was 25-5. Yeah, wow, that would be a good year too to play, wouldn't it? '63. And you know what's beautiful? And I didn't read the book. I don't know if it's in the book, but in the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is a very important film, you know, in American film history. There's that one scene where he's demanding to watch the World Series game, and they take a vote, and it turns out he can't. Nurse Ratched was awful, and he made it up himself. Koufax on the mound. Okay, he actually referred to Koufax because it was the World Series. Some of you may remember that. That was pretty cool. Okay, Lindsay is all warmed up and he's ready to go. It's going to be top of the order. Buddy Harrelson leading it off. He's 0 for 3, Buddy. You know, he's been, you know, Bryant pitched decent baseball. Except for the 2 home runs he let up. And that's made all the difference. Jones tied it up. Clendenin with the game winner thus far. Here's the pitch to Buddy Harrelson. That's 3-7, right-handed. It's a base hit for Buddy. Buddy Harrelson, and I'm sorry for the histrionics for overreacting, but it came in good there. Oh yeah, awesome movie. So Buddy Harrelson is on first, singles off Lindsay. Here's Bobby File. File 0 for 3. And it was kind of cool because the '63 series reignited the old rivalry between the Yanks and the Dodgers, but for the first time since they were in LA. Okay, the rivalry, they didn't play the Giants quite as much. They played them in '62. They did, the New York Giants. Here's File. That's 1-5 right-handed. He pops it up to second. And Hunt makes the catch, 1 away. You pinch hit with Hunt, he grounds into a double. Okay, it's Harrelson on first, 1 down. Agee at the plate. Cleon. Yeah, on deck. That's 4-8 right-handed. It's a base hit. Harrelson rounding second, speeds into third. Mets first and third here. Nothing wrong with some insurance. Seaver's ready to go for the 9th. Here's Cleon. Agee on first, Harrelson on third, 1 down. Lindsay working from the stretch. And here's the pitch to Cleon. That's 6-6, right-handed. Grounds it to short, double play. The side is retired, a little more of that. Same thing happened to the Hunt with the Giants, Cleon. And Cleon was known to ground into a good number of doubles because he hit the ball so sharply and so hard. We're heading to the top of the ninth. Seaver has gone all the frickin' way tonight. Tom Seaver kind of ball game. 1 run. It was 1 bad pitch to Bobby Bonds. 6 strikeouts. He walked 1 batter. And in the top of the ninth, it will be Henderson, Marshall, and the big man, Stretch McCovey. I'm going to use the lavatory. And I'll be back in just a minute. We're headed to the bottom of the top of the ninth. And by the way, it's almost like it's a joke. It's meant to be like that. Maybe I didn't think you heard me. Okay. And, you just come in with some real bizarre stuff. I have a very, very twisted sense of humor, but I don't mean any disrespect to anybody or harm, but sometimes it can be. Someone once told me your sense of humor is unnerving. I took it as a compliment. Seaver has gone all the way tonight. Here at Shea in the 3rd game of this 3-game series. And that's trying to avoid the sweep. A loss here will set the Giants back a 1.5 games behind the Atlanta Braves. Seaver takes his warm-ups. Ken Henderson will lead it off. He is approaching the batter's box as Seaver finishing up his warm-ups. Okay. Now Henderson is approaching the plate. He is stepped inside the batter's box. Seaver going for win number 12 tonight. Henderson 1 for 3, doubled in the first. Seaver. And the pitch to Henderson. That's 3-3. Right-handed, he hit him! Whoa! And there's no warning. We do not think Seaver meant to put the tying run at the plate to here. Henderson gave Seaver a look, almost a smirk, and Seaver nodded at him. Henderson on first now to lead it off. Ain't that cool? That's the most contact we've had all night, except for the other time. Dietz got hit. You got to admit, this is like different. This Strat-O-Matic network here. Dave Marshall steps in. He's a left-handed hitter facing Seaver. There's a buzz in the stadium now. Now Seaver is looking in. He waves off a side from Dyer. He's set now. And the pitch to Marshall. That's 5-8, left-handed. Grounds it to second. That's going to be Weiss. He's at 227. That's 5-2, and it's a double play. Al Weiss with at least his second double play in this ball game. The same thing happened in the second. It was a ground ball to Weiss. That's his third double play that he has pulled. Seaver hit Dietz. Lanier then grounded into an inning-ending double play. It's 2 outs now. What a great play, because even if McCovey unloads a stink bomb, Seaver still has the lead. Bonds on deck. McCovey steps into the batter's box. He's digging in deep. He has walked and he's 0 for 2. Seaver. He gets the sign from Dyer and the pitch. That's 2-4, right-handed. Pops it up behind the plate. Dyer makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Mets win 3-1. Well, it was the Mets night here in Flushing. Got him to pop up a very, a pathetic end by your slugger, by the way. It was a great night for the Mets. Seaver wins his 12th. He went all the way. He allowed only 3 hits. It's a 3-hitter for Tom Seaver. One of them was a home run. He walked 2. He hit 2. And he struck out 6, allowing only 1 run. The loss goes to Bryant. Lindsey pitched 1 inning. The final line, New York Mets 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Giants 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. A very clean ball game. Hey, Ron, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Rick. High compliment. Great frickin' game. A great game. And just for all of you, just for the fun of it, you don't have to stick around. I'm going to demonstrate right now. What's really cool is I'm going to take this same lineup here and play at least 1 inning. And this doesn't count or anything like that, but I'm gonna just play 1 inning or 1 period of this 3-inning 9-out concept, and I just can't wait. I want to do it right now. This doesn't count. This is just exhibition. It's going to be the same lineup. Seaver gets the win. Seaver will come out and pitch to Mason. You see how easy it is? I have to take Hunt out. It was Mason leading it off. And I'm just going to smoke some grass and see what happens. Kathy Harden, you created a monster. Here's Ken Henderson to lead it off. This is an experimental concept of what if baseball was not 9 innings with 3 outs each, but 3 innings with 9 outs each. So Seaver, I think if you get through 1 inning, that's good. Because you got to realize they'll be tireder and could be actually, and by the way, if they allow, when they allow 3 hits and or walks, they have to reach endurance fatigue. But wait a minute, let's make it 6. I don't know where I got that. That's just a variable I didn't think of. Any combination of 6 hits and or walks, you're anything by next to a dot is a base hit. Here's Mason to lead it off. I'm gonna smoke some grass. This doesn't count. And in fact, I'll waste this sheet and do my real game there. Seaver is ready. The pitch to Mason. 6'10", left-handed, grounds it to short. That's for Harrelson, 227. That's 8-2. That's 27 for Buddy Harrelson. And that's a 27-3. And he boots it. Okay, Buddy Harrelson opens it up with an error. Mason is on. Six, 9 outs in this inning. It's pretty wild. Okay, here's Ken Henderson. It's like bunting would probably be more important. Here's Seaver. That's 5-8. Left-handed, grounds it to second. It's Weiss. I think this was Weiss here. Doesn't matter. But he's a 227. No, it was Buddy. Okay. Weiss at second, 227. 15-2, and it's a double play. So there's 2 away now. 2 out of 9. I bet you'd get used to it. Here's Dave Marshall. 2 outs, nobody on. Marshall at the plate. Pitch from Seaver, 6-7, left-handed, struck him out. That's a way to keep track. Says 3 outs. And Willie McCovey comes up. Can you imagine hearing that? Okay, Seaver. He's retired 3 now. Nobody on. Pitch to McCovey. That's 6-11. It'll be a 1-inning game. 6-11. Fly ball right. Swoboda. 3-4. That's 16-3. He makes the catch, Swoboda. A running catch. That's 4 outs. Seaver making his way through here. Now Bobby Bonds the batter. 4 outs, nobody on. This is my answer to baseball. It's a tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic, but I think interesting answer to many of their rule changes. We're in the top of the first period here. 4 outs, nobody on. Seaver. And the pitch to Bonds. That's 5-5 right-handed, and that is a base hit by Bonds. A 4-out base hit. Bonds on first, being held 1-15. He's going to go, and Davenport is the batter. Or maybe he won't go. Yeah, 4 outs. Bonds on first. Here's Davenport. And the pitch, 1-7. And he flies it to center field. Agee is under it. That's 5 away. You get used to it. We're in here in the top of the first. 5 outs. Bonds on first. And Dick Dietz is the batter. Here's the pitch to Dietz. That's 6-2, right-handed. Fly ball left. Cleon makes the catch. 6 outs. And here's Hal Lanier. Seaver working his way through here in the first. He's retired 6. Bonds on first. Here's Lanier. 3 outs to go. And the pitch to Lanier. That's 5-9. Switch hitter batting left. Fly ball left field for Cleon. And that's 7 away. And now here's the pitcher, Ron Bryant. Isn't that something? At least have a DH, right? Whew. Okay. Here's Bryant. And you have to hit. Wait a minute. Yeah, you got to hit. Yeah. Okay. It's weird because I would pinch hit here. Okay. But I don't think you're allowed. You see how fucked up that is? I never thought of that. Here's the pitch to Bryant now. That's 4-5. Switch hitter batting left, and oh my! That's a drive hit out by Bryant. Bryant, that's extra bases. Bryant on second with a double. Bonds rounding third with 7 outs. 1-17. That ball was hit to center. Agee -3. That's 1-14. We're gonna frickin' send him home. Here's the throw from Agee, and Bonds is safe. Bryant goes to third on the throw. And the Giants finally get a run here in the first. That would be the mentality here. You know what I'm saying? And here's Dave Mason. Don Mason, I'm so sorry. Seaver, now 7 outs, and Bryant on third. 2 to go. He's far from endurance. 6 hits and/or walks. Here's the pitch to Mason. Again, 310, and it wouldn't be unusual to hit more than once in an inning. 310 right-handed, grounds it back to Seaver, holds Bryant. And there's 8 outs here in the top of the first. There should be a DH. And Ken Henderson, the batter. He grounded into the double. 8 outs. Bryant on third. 1 in. 1-0 Giants. Henderson steps into the batter's box, 1 out away from getting out of this. And letting up 1 run is not bad at all. It's a little above his ERA, but it's like 3. Mets need at least 1. Oh, here's Seaver. Seaver. The pitch to Henderson. 1-5. He struck him out. And the side is retired. That's the first inning. This could be the second, you see, if they don't use up 3. And you would just score it 1 for the Mets. There's 3 innings in the game. Okay, unless it goes to extras. And it would look just like that. And now the Mets will come up. We'll do a half inning. It's like playing 3 innings. Seaver retired the 9th. Isn't that something? Struck out 2. Allowed 2 hits, which is fine. That's like a 6-hitter. And allowed 1 run. Here's Ron Bryant, who looking to win the game if he could shut the Mets down here, where it's a 1-inning exhibition game. That's what it is. Now I got it. Where are you? Here you are. Ron Bryant steps out. He lost the real fantasy game. And I forgot what he did in real world. Here's Bryant facing the Mets now. Harrelson will lead it off. The expectation is that you're going to hit through. You have 9 batters. You're going to go right through them with 9 outs. Mets were lucky to get that run. Okay, Bryant is ready. Buddy Harrelson now. And the pitch to Harrelson. That's 3-11, left-handed. Pops it up behind the plate. And Dietz makes the catch 1-8. 1 out of 9. Here's File. The windup by Bryant. That's 3-10, left-handed. Pops it up to short, 2 away. Bryant trying to win it here. AG now. And the pitch. 3-4 left-handed. Fly ball center. For Bonds. 3 outs. And here comes Cleon. And the pitch, 5-9, right-handed, hit deep by Cleon, and it's a double off the wall. Cleon on second. He's the tying run. Here's Don Clendenin. You see they're in trouble now. Giants in trouble. Deep trouble with only 3 outs. Here's the pitch. It does seem fun. Here's the pitch to Clendenin. That is 4-7 right-handed, and it's a liner to third. 4 outs. Can you imagine you have all these chances to bring Jones home? Now Ron Swoboda. 4 outs, bottom of the first. It's a 1-inning game. Giants lead at 1-0. Here's Swoboda. That's 5-9 right-handed. Hit deep by Ronald. Oh, and Ronald has hit a game-tying a 2-run home run. The ball game is over. Oh, Swoboda. What a delight. Ron Swoboda, 5-9 right-handed. And home run 1-17. It was an 8, and he's got the power, the frickin' power of Ron Swoboda. With only 4 outs. Looked like they were in trouble there. And the final score is the Mets 2 and the Giants 1. Seaver gets the win. He went 1 inning. He went the full inning. Allowed 2 hits actually, and 1 run. I thought it was humorous that there was the Mason reached on the error and then was out in a double play. That's some big kind of shit. And then Seaver got 4 with no one on, and then Bond singled, and it went from there. Bryant himself doubled, and it looked like that might do it, but he knocked Bonds home. But for goodness sakes, the 2-run home run by Ron Swoboda, I think, just about says it all. And what I have to say is stay strong, everybody. Stay well. Thank you for tolerating my flakiness. I wish you all a good evening. Thank you for being here. I hope it was fun or otherwise gratifying in its own way for you. And until next time, I'll be setting some ball games up. I'm gonna go take a peek what this next 69 game is. It might go faster, you know? It might really go faster. You take care, Kathy Harden. And to everybody else in our Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network, stay strong, stay well, will you? This was just, just fun. Just kind of a fun thing to do. And thank you for at least looking at it. But back to the real fantasy game. I thought it was a pretty cool game. Seaver pitched well. Going all the way. Take care, everybody.